another thing is whenever he drinks water, they cut away.
No more cup, man.
No more cup. No more magic
I noticed that as well, yeah. But actually, one thing you can be very happy about is that once Wong pronounces the word same as you, 𝘬𝘦𝘬𝘳𝘓.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that. I was like, yeah, man.
It's gone against the grain.
When I read the CNA article, there was one line that said apparently the victim had also engaged in hurtful behavior. And there was another instance where the school made them both apologize to each other, the victim and the bully. So it just feels like, what the hell is going on? So that's where the ministry and the schools are responsible. We are all figuring shit out. But you all need to figure out something that works because this is happening too much.
Time is running out. This is your final chance to nominate a loved one to be part of a very special 𝘧𝗪 project that we're doing. Singapore is celebrating its 60th birthday, and 𝘍𝘰𝗮𝘁, our audio service, is marking this milestone in a very special way. We'll be interviewing 60 Singaporean seniors over 60 years old to capture their life stories for our Words of Wisdom project. But interview spots are disappearing fast. Your parent, grandparent, or that wise uncle could miss their place in history if you don't act now. Here's the best part. It's a heartfelt one-on-one interview done remotely. No travel, just their life story recorded from home. Nominate them right now at the link in the show notes. And don't forget, the first interviews are already live. Hear them now at the same link. But hurry, we're closing nominations soon. And now, on to the podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 𝘍𝘲 your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what? Terrence.
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
How was the weekend, man?
Wow. Pretty tiring but exciting one.
Fulfilling. Your heart full.
Heart is full. Throat is sore. Energy expended. But yeah. It was great, man.
Yeah, because we had the first iteration of our podcast workshop, which promises to let any attendee go from not understanding what to do, start a podcast, to maybe running your own podcast, not growing by the end of it, knowing everything that we have learned.
Yeah.
And it was 2 sessions, sold out. And yeah, my heart was also damn full.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of them were also like long-time 𝘍𝘲 listeners as well, right?
Yeah.
And quite amazing hearing firsthand like how long they've been listening to 𝘍𝘲 and what made them sign up for this as well, right?
Yeah. We had a few people who had no idea who we were. Either they were introduced to the course by a friend or kind of cajoled to come along. But I mean, in the end, feedback seemed great.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of like it was a good time. It was a good time. And yeah, good team effort.
Yeah.
They had some cool stuff to take away. So I mean, you think we'll do more?
I think so. I think we also asked people for feedback this round.
Yeah.
And we'll tweak accordingly, right? I mean, one day, very intense, very intensive, very intense also, right? But some people also, there were certain things they wanted to focus on. They were hoping that we focus on more. So we'll take that feedback into account and do something about it. I think it's something that we should do more often.
Yeah, I think so also.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like there was demand. I mean, this one sold out. There have been people who have emailed us about the next workshop. We might turn this into, or like come up with different tiers of levels of how deep you want us to go to. But yeah, very, very encouraged.
Yeah, we make it a skills future course.
Now it's skills future 2.0 or 2.0.
Traineeships.
Traineeship. But so it was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And definitely going to do more.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like that ended on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just noir.
I mean, it's the start of the English Premier League as well, right? So a lot of I'm glad competitive football is back. Real competitive football.
Yeah.
Not like the Club World Cup nonsense and all that.
Yeah. And I mean, my fair weather fandom of Man U is returned. Last night, they played the first game of the season. They lost 1-0 to Arsenal, but they dominated Arsenal.
Yeah. And
it's like a new team.
Yeah.
It's a revived spirit. And I feel like this is the best I've seen them play for the past 3 years. Yeah. So see how long my commitment lasts.
I remember last time how your One Shiok Thing was Ralph Rangnick in his press conference and how excited you were.
Honestly, right, when players don't seem like they're giving their heart, then I'm like, hey, like come on, like the I don't care if you win or lose, no.
Yeah.
Like yesterday they lost, but I was so heartened by the way they played. So after a while you see them just like, what the hell are you doing? So
Yeah, first game of the season. I mean,
we see.
everyone just like, warming up lah.
Alright, we see.
Give it a bit more time, then you make it.
That's why it was a good start. I was then worried about the first game.
At least it was a competitive game, right?
It was an entertaining game.
It was entertaining, yeah. The least you could say, yeah.
But I don't know how to deal with this late night sleeping because I've become a very early riser nowadays. But that just screwed up my schedule.
It does, yeah. Sorry, it's a sacrifice you have to make as a Man U fan.
But normally the games, I think, will start earlier. Yesterday started 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, the Sunday game was like the marquee game is quite late at night.
Yeah, but cool, man. We are post NDR rally, post National Day rally, which we will talk about.
Yeah.
But before that, what's our spiel, Terence?
If you like what you're listening to, please share this or follow or subscribe or do whatever you need to do, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube, because that really tells us and lets us know that people appreciate what we're doing.
Yeah. And if you want to work with us, you can reach out to us at contact@ministryoffunny.com or drop us a message at ministryoffunny.com.
Yeah.
And if you want to sign up for our newsletter, go to 𝗪𝗲𝗏.com for our weekly newsletter where we summarize all our One Shiok Things so you don't need to go hunting for it in the episode notes.
Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. All right. First topic.
NDR,
National Day Rally 2025, which happened last night, 17th August, Sunday. Did you watch it live?
I didn't watch it live.
Yeah.
I watched it, because there was football and everything and life got in the way. But I did watch it later, at double speed.
Yeah. Same. I could have watched it live, but I was like, you know what? I would rather watch it double speed also. And in the end, I think both you and I 2.5 speed.
Yeah. And I think it's, I'm thankful that I didn't watch it live.
Why?
TLDR didn't have the bangers of announcements that got anyone really excited, right?
Like what would be a banger of announcement that excited you?
Just comparing to last year's NDR. NDR 2024, there was the announcement of enhanced parental leave for young parents and all, right? And I think there was some grant for job seekers or something like that.
And the Kallang
Alive, Kallang Alive as well. Yeah, the master
that was last year's NDR.
That was last year's NDR.
Holy
big announcement.
No, but it felt like it was just yesterday or something.
Yeah, it was. There's Lawrence Wong's Virgin NDR was last year, and that's something easy to forget, I think people forget that Lawrence Wong actually, he became Prime Minister quite a while back already, right?
Yeah.
And
Kallang Alive Master Plan.
Yeah, and this is not his Virgin NDR, it's his second NDR already.
Yeah.
So I didn't have I think last year there were a lot of talking points from there, right? And talking points that actually put a big smile on your face, my face, because as young parents and all that, right?
Yeah.
But this year didn't seem to have that level of big announcements.
Well, what was one takeaway that even got you a little tickled or intrigued? You can remember or not? You can remember
from this year's?
Yeah. Or you have to refer to the articles.
I have to refer to the 8 things to know from. It's that kind of NDR. But for you, why didn't you watch it live? You didn't want to partake in it?
No, because I watching it live for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It feels my kid also, if she wakes up and all, but double times or 2.5 speed, it just feels like, okay, he's speaking at 2.5 speed, feels like a normal conversation.
Yeah.
And it helps me be more attentive also.
Yeah. So correct. It's actually 2.5 speed. Actually on YouTube, I rarely ever go past two times because I find that I cannot understand what the person is saying beyond 2 times. But Lawrence Wong's speech, I can understand.
The only downside to 2.5 is when they cut to the audience clapping, right? It looks like North Korea.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody's like...
Yeah.
It just looks damn weird. But yes, same thing. So just for people who didn't listen, who want kind of like a TLDR, there are multiple articles that, like what you say, 8 things, 10 things, So, some of the things that were mentioned was a new state-funded traineeship program to kind of help fresh grads and people ease into the workforce. Let's say they can't get a job, it's a traineeship. There is job matching by the Community Development Council. So at a community level, they want to work with SMEs within a certain estate to pair them out with job seekers from that estate.
Yeah.
And the mayors, how often and mayors announce in or reference to in National Day Rally, they will share more details. Enhancements to skills future level up. So for people aged 40 and above, they'll get additional credits. There's a new age-well neighborhoods to support seniors. There's one currently in place in Bukit Batok, and basically it's like a HDB block where all the services are inbuilt. There's tougher action against vaping, which echoes like stuff we have spoken about how it's going to be the actual treated as a drug. There was a lot on AI and how to harness it effectively. No real policies, but just talking about how we need to utilize it. There's strengthening online safety for children. So just giving parents more tools to kind of like help their children navigate this digital space, which according to Lawrence Wong, there's a lot of positives, but need to be careful. There's more avenues for Singaporeans to be heard. So this was one of those citizens panels, youth panels, hackathons is encouraging, government citizen communication. New Singapore College of Islamic Studies to have its own campus next to the SUSS campus in Rocha.
Yeah.
And future developments in coastal protection. So future developments around Kranji and Sembawang, where it's going to be new flats, waterfront housing, and new plans for coastal protection, which includes the Long Island project.
And Woodlands also, Woodlands, right?
Woodlands also.
Developments for Woodlands.
Yeah. Oh, Woodlands also. Correct. The causeway going to be 5 times bigger.
Yeah, the checkpoint.
The checkpoint.
Woodlands checkpoint. That's right.
Checkpoint going to be 5 times bigger.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was the gist of it. Anything that I missed?
No, man. I think that was it.
And yeah, honestly, if
I almost fell asleep listening to your summary.
You could have played 2.5, right? You could have played 2.5. But yeah, so those were the things. I mean, okay, so there's been a lot of articles. I mean, the non-Singapore or some articles talked about, where they consulted analysts. I mean, Straits Times also. Felix Tan, who kind of mentioned that it was kind of like it was a rousing speech. So that's why I was like, hey, Felix, I thought you... That's not something that I thought you would say.
Yeah.
The Business Times, the title is Lack of Big Announcements Could Reflect PM Wong's First Amongst Equal Style.
Yeah.
But that's everything else is kind of summarizing it.
Yeah. And I mean, like some of the commentators like Bertha Hansen said, I was expecting an extremely uplifting speech or a sobering one. It was neither. Halfway through watching NDR, I turned to Lego bricks to construct a mansion.
Yeah, she was quite critical.
She said it was boring.
Yeah. I mean, PSP and Workers' Party also put out their statements, which we can get into. But going back to the NDR, so would you say it's boring, disappointing, sobering?
I mean, like what you said, it echoes, you use the word echoes. It echoes a lot of what has been announced or discussed before, whether it's vaping, whether it's about, active aging or about upskilling or traineeships and stuff like that. It just echoes a lot of what we've done before. But you just compare even to last year, his maiden NDR, right? That, I mean, the parental leave thing, that came quite out of left field. I don't think a lot of people were expecting so much change, right, to parental leave. And it's a very marked difference, right? It's rather than trying to fix the problem of trying to band-aid the problem of an aging society, we are really trying to encourage people to have families and have more children and things like that, right? So yeah, last year that's why even the announcement this time just didn't feel as substantial as last year. And people, even the Business Times itself, they themselves say lack of big announcements could reflect his first amongst equal style, which is quite interesting spin on things, right?
Yeah.
But the next line is, this year's speech marks a departure from past NDRs in several ways.
Yeah.
So everyone's saying that this one's a bit underwhelming, and the Business Times is saying it without using the word underwhelming.
At first I was thinking, what do you mean first amongst equals? But what I take it to understand is he doesn't want all the limelight about big announcements to be on him. He wants the respective ministers to also make the announcements.
But do you buy that?
No lah.
Why not?
I mean, so I think it's just more of the same. We have talked about how the general approach during GE was talking about the bigger problems outside and how it's risky and how we need to come together. And only towards the later part, he was painting a more optimistic picture. So in this case, it is meant to be, rousing, unifying. But yeah, it felt like a lot of broad statements. When you're talking about the developments for Kranji and Woodlands, of course, when you hear Kranji or making space for HDB amongst nature, I mean, you think, oh shit, that means you're going to chop down trees and all that.
Yeah.
But it still feels like, for the longest time, I mean, I've been to Sembawang before. I have an extended family who lives there. And it's like, I mean, we went to Sembawang. It's very interesting, but it's always felt like, wow, this is damn far out. But looking at the potentials, if you think about it, they are all coastal.
Yeah.
You know, waterfront. I mean, could be quite interesting lah.
Mm.
But unlike the Kallang Alive plan, where you can imagine the whole of Singapore being able to participate, housing in the north and all, it feels like, okay, it's located there lah. But yeah, there wasn't something that it felt like he's giving us a lot of work.
Yeah.
Seniors, you know, you take care of each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's not I, it's we have, you cannot depend on government. Because he literally said other countries, people do more ground up stuff because governments are not efficient. Singapore, we want government to do more.
Yeah.
But everyone needs to do more lah.
Yeah.
I felt like, I get it. But maybe this is the future feelings of NDRs lah.
But I mean, NDR, in the sense, it's a rally. It's meant to
it is a rally. Yeah.
It's meant to make you feel like it's supposed to inspire you and feel inspired for the future. And if we're here sitting here feeling like, just expanding on what has been announced already, or okay, it's more convenient to drive to JB next time, that kind of thing.
And SkillsFuture lah, again.
SkillsFuture, yeah. And all that, yeah. And then a lot of anecdotes from people, right? But that's what they are. They're anecdotes, right? They might be 1 in 10,000 kind of cases, right? That they choose to highlight. So it's just not as convincing that there's this bigger, grand vision, right, for the future, other than just expanding on what has been done before already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just, I felt like, okay, maybe he wants to focus more on people and actual stories. Because I remember cringing certain times in previous NDRs when sometimes certain business people and all that were lauded for various things. And then there was people who stand up and sing along the whole, kind of cringy, right? This one felt more, okay, at least he's focusing on individual people's stories, right? But again, they're just anecdotes that could be 1 in 1,000 kind of stories, whereas the 999 other people are not enjoying those kinds of results for themselves.
Yeah. And it's all stuff that has been done already.
Yeah.
Like you're lauding them for the efforts that they've done, which is not to take away from their stories, because a lot of it is pretty cool. But yeah. And I mean, the last time when that person stood up to sing, how come nowadays they don't sing at a rally?
I think it's a choice whether there's any performance before the NDR. I think that was just a special year.
Another thing is whenever he drinks water, they cut away.
No more cup, man.
No more cup. No more magic
cup. I noticed that as well, yeah. So I didn't know what he was drinking from.
But at least his red shirt is quite, bright, bright red. I know Lee Hsien Loong always wore a muted pink kind of thing. And then the people they select, they just damn smiley,
Oh, yeah. They really were very appreciative and really clapping.
And in 2.5 speed, it's really like North Korea. They're smiling and all.
Yeah.
So, one thing he talked about, AI, right? So I was like, okay, use AI. Let's analyze all the scripts from 2010 to 2024 and compare it to this year. So I downloaded all the scripts.
Oh, nice.
And I ran it through ChatGPT. So I have a prompt. And I mean, as it comes up, anything you want to ask also can ask. So in terms of overall, right, the earlier years, according to them, 2025 dominated by broad framing. Whereas previous years, there were a bit more things that were memorable because of external factors, like 2015, SG50 Plus, a tribute to Lee Kuan Yew. 2019, the announcement of climate protection, and the specific details. So according to even this ChatGPT, for Lee Hsien Loong's era, right, the approach was generally, here is the broad story, and here are 2 to 3 specific schemes you will get. During COVID, it was all about detailed measures that you will get right now. Whereas Lawrence Wong this year, it is the big news chapter that we write together. Existing policies continue, but our mindset and direction must shift. So maybe that's why it feels a little nebulous and abstract.
Yeah.
It was, and you think about it, he did say it is no longer I, it is we.
Yeah.
And the one part that I felt a bit of rally-ish, he said the first line of this pledge is we, the citizens of Singapore. Is we, not I. That one I felt a bit.
Yeah.
But apart from that, not so much.
You didn't feel it when he said, chase your rainbow and blaze your own trail.
Oh, that one I was like, I didn't feel it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, if you have any specific questions, I have the prompt here. It's all there. But yeah, it just felt like changing mindset and direction. That's the tough part.
Yeah. And I think people online are sort of contrasting last year's NDR with this one. This one being after his very strong mandate he received during the election, right? Basically, people are just saying, now you got mandate already, he don't care already.
Yeah, you never put in that much effort.
Don't need to do so much changes already, So, and Parliament hasn't even set yet, right? But of course, the Business Times, they said maybe he's waiting for the Parliament to open to make these big announcements. But I feel like the National Day rally is a missed opportunity, if you're not using it to really inspire people for the year ahead, or at least the next 5 years, especially your first one after an election. It's a missed opportunity. But actually one thing you can be very happy about is that Lawrence Wong pronounces the word same as you.
Which one?
𝘊𝘳𝘳𝗏𝗏.
Oh yeah. I just saw that. I was like, yeah, man.
It's gone against the grain, just like you, Harish. Yeah. 𝘊𝘳𝘳𝗏𝗏.
Hey, this one legitimized already by PM Wong. PM Wong say one 𝘊𝘳𝘳𝗏𝗏. Yeah, when he said I went back, I was like, did he say 𝘊𝘳𝘳𝗏𝗏? It wasn't just a 2.5 speed thing. He said 𝘊𝘳𝘳𝗏𝗏. I was like, yeah, correct. But I mean, like I guess one thing that was missing also, like how during GE he was painting all the negative side.
Yeah.
In this case, he painted the negative side of the geopolitics, but it almost felt like all the issues that we're all feeling. When you talk about housing, yes, the positive side, but it felt like you're not even acknowledging the struggles that people are facing right now. The cost of living. Of course, you don't want to release more CDC vouchers. I did think that, he's going to have some new spate of vouchers.
Yeah.
But to not focus on these very real issues that people are talking about, it also felt like, okay, then you're just giving all this positive side, but the core issue, like what you said, the core issue of what the problem is, was not there. And that's why the parental leave, I don't think it's just because my kid was being born last year, but it really did feel like we're talking about productivity, but in some way we're giving more leave, which was a very bold thing.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think everybody was like, hey, that's cool, man.
So that really coincides with the Forward Singapore Social Compact that, really was, everyone said that, it's an exercise to get feedback from the public, but they actually did something, right? Like they want parents to be front and center of taking care of and raising a family. And here's a legit big step, a bold step that we're taking to help you do that. I didn't feel the bold steps here. For example, I mean, the news the last couple of weeks, we've been talking a lot about F&B, right? There's that whole scheme to help Clarke Quay businesses serve alcohol for 1 more hour to rejuvenate nightlife. There's the whole big discussion going on about Bukit Canberra, the hawker center and everything. So even that soul part of Singapore, yes, we can build more public housing. Yes, we have more economic opportunities for graduates. And yes, we take care of old people. But how about the soul part of Singapore, the F&B life and everything? And,
Terrence, we are boring. We will never be New York and Paris. But what we are what? Repeat after me.
Predictable, stable, and what's the last one?
Safe or efficient or something like.
Yeah. Correct, and that's the thing, right? It just feels like the soul of Singapore isn't addressed, and like you mentioned, all the negative stuff associated with the things he's announcing also, not necessarily addressed. Like, I mean, when he talked about Kranji, he mentioned about how Turf Club, they took over Turf Club and all that, but they didn't address. He didn't say anything about there was a bit of like people who were upset about it, right?
Yeah.
So there was it's just not really acknowledging or empathizing with the fact that people feel that we're losing the soul of Singapore in some ways.
So you think like the parental leave thing and all, it adds to the soul, like the Kallang Alive plan and all?
I think so. It gives you a vision of a different way to enjoy Singapore, right? And admittedly, when you grow older in life, right, like we were saying last week, like normally we wouldn't listen to NDR, but you get a bit older, you have family or that, you think about Singapore and how it's going to be for your kid next time, right? And I'm like, I'm quite envious that next time, the young people have like a Kallang, a sports center to look forward to if they want to pursue more avenues of like in sports and all that, right?
And even a sports science institute or something,
Science
right?
Institute. And I mean, that's why I think we talked about the World Aquatics Championship. It was cool to go and see young kids there and being inspired and all these things. That's what the soul of the country should feel like. Whereas this one I felt like, it's just like more expanding on more of the same stuff that's been announced before.
But I mean, then maybe, it feels like a speech that could be written 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because it's just very broad.
Yeah.
I mean, he did talk about the World Aquatics, but that was in the context of Gan Zhenghui breaking a few national records.
Yeah.
I mean, on hindsight, I guess it's good that she went to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Remember, she almost didn't go. But yeah, just felt. And I know one thing that has ruffled quite a bit of feathers was his take on AI.
Oh, yeah?
Because, I mean, I just on Reddit, I saw some people saying that, okay, you're talking about AI, but at the end of the day, of course, the goal is to use companies to utilize AI to increase productivity. But I think the reality is a lot of AI companies will use AI and get rid of people.
Cut jobs.
Cut jobs.
Yeah.
So, but Lawrence Wong was very bullish about AI. On one hand, yeah, AI is here to stay. It is just like the advent of computers, internet. But it just felt like a very rosy picture of AI. And that was where, like compared to last year with the parental leave and the Kallang Alive plan, it really, if he said, it's Singapore first, that really feels like, okay, you're doing stuff that you could argue is not for economic productivity. It is just, you call it soul, you call it for the softer side of things. This one, it felt when he was talking about AI, I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of challenges. And of course, you can hope one way, but the reality is, yeah, are companies going to keep the same workforce and try and multiply their output, or just maintain the same output with lesser people?
But he's going to announce it in Parliament. Why are you so impatient? You want him, NDR, to announce everything?
Because like what you say is a rally. Because, I mean, what is going to happen in Parliament when they sit on 5th or 6th September is going to start with the President's address.
Yeah.
And then there will be, over the next 2 weeks, I think, there will be all the ministries that will outline their plans, and then that will be debated.
Yeah.
So I did see some articles saying that maybe he's holding back to let the bigger stuff there. But then it's like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I don't really buy the holding back thing.
Why? Yeah,
right?
why,
Yeah,
right?
like it doesn't make sense because you can still be the one to announce it, and the details are followed up by other ministers as well, right? And now you got your strong mandate. You don't have to worry so much about internal politics about these things already. I feel like you should really take the bull by the horns, and people want you to be PM, so you should be that leader, right?
They never wink also. Or imagine he come out wink
with a guitar and all.
But I mean, the PSP and the WP have also put out their thoughts on it. Like anything that stuck out to you?
I think Leong Man Wai, for PSP, they had a response to the National Day rally, right? And they talk a little bit about he kind of labels them as some of the proposals being band-aid solutions that do not address the country's deeper structural issues. And he also took the opportunity to announce that PSP is launching a new fortnightly newsletter on Substack to foster conversation on deep social and political issues.
Yeah.
So PSP is leveling up the digital game, man. What do you have to say about that, Harish? You and Jeremy Tan were shitting on them all.
I think it's great, man. It's great. Like fortnightly newsletter. It just means that they will be on the radar for a longer period of time. Because the thing about these parties, unless you follow them or really seek them out, they kind of disappear.
Yeah.
So I mean, Substack, I'm going to subscribe.
Yeah. I'll subscribe. And if they start a podcast with Stephanie Tan, I definitely want. I think Stephanie Tan has mentioned that they want to start a podcast.
Yeah, correct.
Workers' Party already started a podcast. In case people haven't listened. But yeah, I mean, when I was at an event a few weeks ago in Nimbus, met some people from PSP, some of the volunteers and all, and they said, that they heard all the feedback that they appear as older.
So they listen to our podcast.
Essentially, on our podcast, we said, the website looks like a country club board committee website. So I think that it sounds like they're hearing the feedback and making the changes. So, Substack now. Yeah. Can't wait to see Leong Man Wai on Substack.
And also, I mean, the response, they did also talk about the AI stuff. They asked certain questions, how do we prevent companies and CEOs from using AI to cut jobs while boosting profits? For example, AI automation has taken over many entry-level coding jobs. So when you go to WP, it's a much longer response, but it was also highlighting certain things about, the need to urgently tackle present concerns. They reiterated some of their manifestos about, offering low-rent options for SMEs, statutory minimum wage. So it felt like it was just a rehash of their manifestos. So, you kind of expect them to have a response, but it came out quite fast after, man.
Yeah.
So,
and ironically, probably also helped the draft. They drafted it with the help of AI as well.
You saw the M-dash, right? Yeah, I got one M-dash.
That's the
two
giveaway.
M-dash, two
That's
M-dash.
the giveaway.
I'm like, yo, man, M-dash is the most obvious giveaway. That was my thought also.
Yeah.
But see lah, makes me even more excited for Parliament.
I don't know, man. That's what we keep telling ourselves.
Yeah.
It's going to get like the big announcements coming. But
no, and in some way, if it really is the case where, got strong mandate, all the more why we need the other parties to really step up.
Yeah.
Because last year, it was his first year as PM, and everybody knew the election was going to take place, right? And I think that those announcements, it still stands by. I would imagine in 1 year, no one will remember the announcements from this National Day rally.
I struggle to remember even after watching it.
And maybe he needs a quirk. PM Lee had his cup.
Yeah.
Lawrence Wong needs a quirk.
A quirk. The guitar and the wink. Is that not a big quirk?
No, but every NDR, so people kind of look forward to it. It's memeable and all.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end, he starts off the guitar and then it's like 2024 guitar, but then he smashes it on the speaker.
Yeah.
And then it's 2025.
And he makes a reference, right? That he talks about Led Zeppelin being banned.
Yeah.
You don't know what they missed out on, right?
Yeah.
But there needs a quirk. I guess one thing is maybe just, the speech has to be a bit more inspiring, I would say. That to me is like the bigger issue, right? I think like Lee Hsien Loong also, it took some time for him to settle into that cadence and that comfort. And then ultimately he became quite masterful at, delivering very powerful speeches like NDR. But
got one NDR also, he talked about Chinese privilege, right?
Yes, he did.
So that one, controversial but specific lah.
Yeah,
so,
always very memorable the NDRs. But this one not so much.
Not so much.
But that's the quirk that we have to deal with. But speaking of quirks, right? This is not a quirk but it seems to be a systemic problem in amongst our younger kids in our schools, right? And what is this big problem that just keeps plaguing us?
It is the issue of bullying amongst children. The most recent case was amongst 9-year-old children.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm pretty sure everyone has kind of heard caught wind of this.
Yeah.
Last week, August 14th, there was a Facebook user whose name is Ni Yin. Posted something, an audio clip from a voice message that was sent to her that basically said, I might dissect her into pieces like you, so which one do you want me to do, dissect her or end her life in school? Choose one. Either don't want one, I will kill you instead and your husband.
Yeah.
So that was from a boy who was allegedly bullying her daughter, like one of 3 boys. And that audio clip came after the mom, after repeated attempts of, escalating it to the school, and receiving nothing much with the bullying still going on, she submitted a formal complaint. And then I guess the boy caught wind of it, and then they got her number. They called her, I think, like 10 times in a few hours. She didn't pick up, and then they left this audio note.
Yeah.
And then she went on to kind of talk about the history of like how she had raised it up multiple times. There was no response. And the latest update as of yesterday was that the students have been suspended. And the school is investigating. That's the summary. A lot of stuff to unpack. When did you first hear about this? Was it on the day itself?
The earlier post, about the death threats,
14th August one.
Yeah, that one was, it's quite alarming, right? Because the funny thing is, if you listen to the death threat she posted the audio clip on social media, on her Facebook, right? It's a prepubescent boy, like using a lot of vulgarities and scolding and trying to sound threatening,
Yeah,
right?
like, who the fuck you think you are or something. Yeah.
Which barely sounds threatening because you can immediately hear as a prepubescent boy.
Yeah.
But it's alarming that the kind of language that he's using, and you can imagine the kind of language that they're using in school against this girl as well, right? So that's why I think a lot of people are jumping at. But the response from the school in more recent days also has made people sit up and realize, hey, what is the school doing? Is there a culture of victim blaming going on here, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, the main chronology is that on 24th July, her daughter came home just telling her, "Mommy, I don't want to go to school anymore." And then she found out that her daughter had been placed in the last row of the classroom, seated beside the two of the boys accused of bullying her.
Yeah.
She asked the school to change her daughter's seat. The school allegedly rejected the move. And then she submitted a formal complaint on 26th July. And then she started getting the calls. Then after the call, she went to make a police report. And even on 28th July, she met the vice principal, year head and form teacher and showed the voice message.
Yeah.
That and then the VP told her it's one of the bullies' boys' mother who shared her phone number, and she admitted that she has evidence for this. So, I mean, a lot of this info came from the interview with 𝘠𝘪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗏. And to 𝘠𝘪𝗧𝗧𝗏's credit, I think the investigative journalism they do is a lot more detailed than the English mainstream media.
It is, yeah.
Even for the Canberra hawker incident, they were the ones who broke the news that the contract has a penalty clause if they don't offer the charity meal. So, shout out to 𝘠𝘪𝗧𝗧𝗏, man.
Yeah. Because if you really want, you want a very graphic, I think reading all these details is one thing, right?
Yeah.
But seeing the actual evidence of the girl being in distress is what really hurt me.
Yeah.
And the one that I think was really stuck out to me was they have an image of an English worksheet that the girl was filled up.
Yeah.
And apparently she wrote down just randomly on the worksheet in very neat handwriting to her teacher, I want to change seat somewhere not near blah blah or blah blah. They blank out the names, right? And she just puts it right where she knows her teacher will see it. So it kind of tells you that this girl she's probably feeling so desperate already. She's tried so hard to tell her teacher she really doesn't want to sit there. Teacher's not noticing. So she literally writes down in the worksheet that she's going to submit to the teacher, right?
Yeah.
And apparently after all this, they still didn't change her seat or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it was after that article came out that the mom put another response out on 16th August. And I mean, again, kudos to 𝘠𝘪𝗧𝗧𝗏, because when I read the CNA article, there was one line that said apparently the victim had also engaged in hurtful behavior and is being investigated. Then I'm like, and there was another instance where the school made them both apologize to each other, the victim and the bully.
Yeah.
So it just feels like, what the hell is going on? And when I saw that note, I don't know, I also was like, this is what hostages do. Like blink if you are not okay, To write a note like that, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I mean, clearly there's some issue with the school, because in her latest post, apparently the daughter has been bullied for 6 months. And she had raised it to MOE, the MP, and just everything was lacking. So you look at it, you're like, oh shit.
No, and this case is maybe even more so than the other cases of school bullying we've seen before. Because other cases of school bullying, usually what we see is some video, right, of kids beating each other up. You could somehow attribute that to maybe you don't know what happened behind the scenes. Maybe the kids really fought with each other and you're only seeing one snippet of it. But this one is like the mother receives this voice message from the child threatening to kill them, right?
Yeah.
And even as prepubescent as the voice is, it's just not a nice message to receive, especially when you are not even party to the whole fight also. You are the parent of the child, right?
Yeah.
And somehow you're getting dragged into this fight also, right?
Yeah.
That's where I think it's, I mean, people watching this or listening to this and also following this are probably feeling very disturbed that now parents have to be dragged deeper and deeper into these school bullying issues.
Yeah.
And if the school is, sort of in some way gaslighting the parent by saying that it's your daughter also had some inappropriate conduct, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't know how far the parent needs to get into this.
But then, so I guess the question is, how involved should the school be or the teachers lah? Because I mean, I think it was also the mom who said when she got in touch with the mother of one of the boys, the mother admitted that her son had hit her daughter, but also said that her daughter had told her boy to shut up.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, because your daughter did that, that's why she deserves to get hit lah.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe it's just a sign, because if she's raising it to the teachers and the teachers are not doing, like, I mean, I can imagine the, bureaucracy around reporting cases like this also. Maybe there's an issue there lah.
Yeah.
Because I would like to give the benefit of the doubt to every teacher out there. It's not an easy job. And there must be some reason why you want to carry on doing what you do, because it's not an easy job. It's not the most glamorous. I don't think the pay is there, but you do it. Probably because, I mean, there's something about teaching kids and learning. And if you see a kid getting bullied, I would imagine that there must be an impetus to do something about it. But why are they not doing anything? And that feels like a systemic issue lah.
Yeah. But it could also be teachers also, there are levels to this lah for teachers lah, right? Some teachers are better at controlling bad behavior. Some teachers are really just not cut out for that kind of thing lah.
Yeah.
And I've seen that firsthand more recently, also just seeing some teachers in action with younger students. And there are differences between individuals as well. So it could just also be a confluence of a lot of things lah. The school not taking it seriously, the teacher not being able to handle it, the parents of the bullies also, just being that kind of parent lah, right, who's very hands-off with the child and issues. But yeah, I mean, from your experience, 𝗪𝗲, given that you were one of the jocks last time in school and everything, what do you think about this bullying culture? And how was it? How was it handled in school last time?
Terrence, it might surprise you, even though you consistently label me as a jock, but I've also been bullied before, to the point where I walk home from school crying. Okay, so there was that, but it wasn't that like life threats, and I was also like a bit
You're a
older
jock
lah.
It's a bit different.
But, okay,
the hierarchy in our school last time, jocks were at the top of the pile, right?
Okay, but just how there are levels to teachers, there are levels to jocks. Your definition of a jock is someone who plays sports, men spreads, mansplains, and just treats everyone like shit. I play a lot of sports. Sports was my life. But I would like to think that I wasn't one of those jocks lah.
Okay.
I would like to think,
everyone thinks that.
Okay. Maybe I was complicit in some behavior that I maybe did not actively participate in, but I didn't put a stop, and that I will admit.
Yeah.
But this consistent labeling, let's say there's a new listener, right? And you just say like that. They might really think I was a fucking asshole. But okay, like there was certain things like, what's your question again?
How do you, what advice would you have for the parent of this child who's undergoing this bullying?
Oh, I mean, I think the better thing would be, actually, first of all, I'm a new parent. Even reading this, I was like, wow, if you want to do this to my daughter, I will go. But I would also not want to get directly involved, go and confront the kid lah.
Yeah.
So at this point, I have no idea. Transfer school, transfer class, it feels like if you're in the same school, these kind of things will carry on lah. They get disciplined. Maybe they're even more emboldened to bully.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a conundrum lah.
That's why it's quite difficult for me, because I read I think you're reading The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, and a lot of people have read the book. It's a bestseller. But it really advocates for parents not to get involved in these things.
Yeah.
It advocates for parents, don't get involved in the playground battles, don't get involved in the playground battles between children, because the last thing you want is to mollycoddle your children until they don't know how to handle even just a slight level of stress in society.
Yeah.
And we all know society, adult life can and will be a lot more stressful than the stuff going on in school, right?
Yeah.
But when you're in school, in that social environment where you feel like all eyes are on you and everyone hates you and the world is against you, we've also seen that result in very, very tragic circumstances for the kids, right? Some kids who even take very, very drastic actions to get away from the bullying, including even hurting themselves and things like that, right? So it's such a difficult balance, and that's where, even when reading Anxious Generation, I just felt some of this is unrealistic to expect of parents to be able to do this, because nowadays the children are exposed to so many things that are not even like, unless you are 24/7 watching your child and all, it's very difficult to enforce that, right?
Yeah.
And much less like when the school also doesn't really enforce some of these disciplinary actions that should be there for children.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you, it's just, unless you're homeschooling or something, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
So it's like, even the experts in academia don't have a very clear answer for how to deal with these things. And I mean, the best thing you can do is try to inoculate your kid, make them immune to bad comments or, shitty things that people do or say to them. But that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done. Yeah, because I as on the receiving end of being at the lower end of the totem pole in school last time when I wasn't a jock and all. There's a lot more of that for the people in that social class in school last time. Yeah, a lot of dealing with like the jocks having comments about everything, about bullying and all that. No?
Not all jocks.
Not all jocks, and not all of us in that social class. Somehow I managed to evade a lot of that unpleasant stuff. There was still unpleasant stuff, but nothing like I'd seen a lot worse, right? For some people, like physical violence and stuff like that.
I mean, my one, like, just the race stuff, even when I was younger, people call me Blackfish also. I play race card.
I cannot say anything already. Hey, sorry guys, I'm done today. Harish will finish the end of the podcast. He's going to let's hand the floor to him.
Because you're making it seem like, Harish, you were part of the problem that I experienced in school. I'm like, hey, Terrence, you cannot, this is the trump card. Yeah, I'm like, okay, shut up, Terrence.
Uno. Game. It's over.
Yeah. But I mean, there is real stuff that everybody experienced in school.
Yeah.
But now it feels like, it's amplified. The one thing about school last time, I think the deterrent was public caning.
Public caning, yeah.
And that one...
Or just not even public, just caning in general.
Yeah.
Like, just you will be caned or you will be violently dealt with.
Yeah,
right?
And you say what it is. It worked because I remember in my school there were a few people who were like, wow, they're a tough guy. But on stage, right?
Yeah, watching them get caned. Watching them squirming. Actually made everyone like, oh yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah. And like you think if that guy who walks around, he squirms, right? Like really just avoiding the cane, it was a good deterrent.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, what is the deterrent? Is caning the best thing? Yeah. I don't know. But feels like the deterrent is not there.
But it means that all parents would have to accept that if their child was the one bullying,
they will be caned.
Yeah, they will be caned. So are you okay with that? Would you be comfortable signing a form that says, okay, in the event something happens, you can cane my daughter? And then get all parents.
I mean, okay, I would like to think that if my daughter does something that is horrible and all, she be punished.
Yeah.
I would like to think. Yeah. But if it's physical caning and all, I mean, that's the thing. That's the struggle.
Yeah.
It's like everybody thinks that's good, but when it comes to your own blood, then you're like,
Yeah. And that's something Jonathan Haidt points out. Jonathan Haidt in the Anxious Generation points out. Like, it's not... everything seems insurmountable now because we're all thinking as individual silos as parents, right?
Yeah.
But if collectively we all agree that, we're going to all take this action because we feel that it's better for the kids, right? Like, for example, everyone's signing a form saying that please cane my child if they are bullied, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe we'll all be better off, and that's where collective action comes in.
But you think that's realistic?
Okay, so he advocates for that and he tries to give steps that
I haven't reached that chapter yet.
Yeah. It's more towards the second half of the book where he talks about you should try and band together with other parents who have similar thoughts about how to bring up the children. About letting them be independent, letting them sort out their playground quarrels and stuff like that, and try to find this tribe, and then go and through your school, right, and tell them that hey, we hope to get other parents on board with this as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think now, thankfully, even amongst my parent friends and all, it feels like everyone is aware of the issue of screens. And of course, sometimes just resources and all, you need something to distract your kid. I think that can also be very nuanced. But it feels like now, with books like Anxious Generation, people are more conscious. And I can imagine when my kid is older, my friends' kids are older, even when they catch up, I would like to think that we'll be like, okay, no phones.
Yeah.
No screens. You all just play.
Fight club. We start Fight Club for children.
Yeah, that's right. You go book club, dance club, and then you end with Fight Club.
Yeah.
I mean, but so that's where the ministry and the schools are responsible. We are all figuring shit out, but you all need to figure out something that works because this is happening too much.
Yeah.
And whether it's revamping the punishment or the penal code or whatever shit like that within the school, it needs to be done lah.
Yeah.
Because it's over the past year we've seen how many cases already.
Yeah. I mean, the part that I feel like quite maybe a little bit irresponsible of the school is citing the daughter's misconduct in the statement without giving any details. Which kind of like almost makes whatever the girl is going through the same level as whatever the bullies are doing to her, right?
Yeah.
And I feel that that's a little bit irresponsible.
It's damn terrible. When I saw that, I had to reread it. I was like, wait. Are they kind of saying that or hinting that the victim did something to warrant this?
And maybe she did. Maybe she's like bigger and stronger and taller than all of them. And maybe she fucked them up, right? But I think the school needs to, if that's the case, they need to provide evidence of that.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
Because all the evidence that the mother has provided otherwise kind of points to someone who's going through a lot of emotional and psychological distress.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And physical distress also, yeah.
Physical.
Bruises and all also, yeah.
Shut up. And I mean, the media also do a better job lah.
Why? Why are you so angry at media?
Because 𝘬𝘲𝗧𝗵𝗶 they have this which informs the thing.
They're the media, what? They're the media.
I know, but the other mainstream media, like the Canberra hawker thing, the fact that they are now the canopy, the 𝘬𝘲𝗧𝗵𝗶 operator is going to remove a clause because of everything that happened is a very positive thing.
Because of what a citizen brought up. Yeah. 𝘬𝘲𝗧𝗵𝗶 is a citizen.
No, but also I think it was 𝘬𝘲𝗧𝗵𝗶 that found that clause that
said correct.
The hawkers will be penalized.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, walao,
yeah.
Come on, man. But yeah. So that was the topic.
Yeah.
What about your One Shiok comment, man?
My One Shiok comment. Do you have yours already?
Yeah. So there's a comment from on Reddit titled Yalabat and the Muttons. So it's from user 𝘬𝘧𝗫𝗍𝗫 however you pronounce. They said, hey, I am new to the channel, but I'm a regular viewer. Congrats on hitting the 700th episode. If I ever strike Toto, I'll probably spend the rest of my life watching the archives. Though realistically, that will never happen. Not sure if anyone has mentioned this before, but the more videos I watch, the more I feel you two resemble the Muttons duo in look, size, and dynamics. Has anyone else said that? Here's a mashup pic. See if it helps prove my point. After Pritham, Jeffrey, and Sito, maybe invite them onto the show. Cheers. So, I mean, our relationship with the Muttons, they were actually the hosts of the first TV gig we've ever gotten. Where in 2015, our YouTube videos were featured on this show called Tube, which was led by this very progressive producer and media corp who we really like. And it was meant to kind of bring YouTube to the mainstream. And the Muttons were the hosts.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I've met them once or twice. But I mean, I guess there are some similarities.
You need to go and dye your hair, Harry.
You look at the picture, the expressions and all. I mean, just interesting thought. But I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
I have. I think I have.
You have.
I've heard of people saying
Muttons.
that.
Yeah. But that was my One Shiok comment. What about your One Shiok thing, man?
Mine was, in response to episode 701, the 𝘬𝘲𝗧𝗵𝗶 Bukit Canberra hawker saga. I think someone, Original Gold One, mentioned that considering that the two of you are Ivy League graduates and still sign contracts blindly, imagine what it's like for the hawkers.
I mean, that was kind of our point, right?
Yeah. No, but in some way, I just wanted to debunk that just being an Ivy League graduate doesn't mean that you necessarily are much better at business than what a hawker is, right?
Oh, that's true?
That's true, right?
That's true.
Hawkers are businessmen also. And
some of the hawkers fucking badass one.
We've talked to 𝘬𝘲𝗧, who, really, what blew my mind about talking to 𝘬𝘲𝗧 is just her understanding of the hawker business, as something to make money from, and not about culture and preserving blah, blah, blah for generations and all that. It's a business.
Yeah.
And some of them have much better business minds than we do, right?
Actually, that's very true.
And so, just implicit in that comment is that thinking that Ivy League graduates or people who went to Wharton Business School necessarily know much better about business and contracts and law, and it's not true.
Yeah, you might be book smart, but really, business has so much more to it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. But
cool.
So interesting point, but I just want to point out Ivy League graduates do not, are not the pinnacle of knowledge in the world. Yeah,
true. All right. And what about your One Shiok thing, man?
My One Shiok thing is a follow-up to a previous One Shiok Thing I had before where I think I talked about a content creator, 𝗪𝗲 or 𝗪𝗲, I can't remember. She built an e-bike with solar panels installed on it, and basically did a 450-mile road trip on America with the e-bike. And it's just really cool because she really went through the whole gamut of building the e-bike, and then subsequently not really doing a lot of planning about how she was going to do it, but there were a lot of struggles along the way with how much sunlight she managed to get to charge her bicycle, and little logistical things that I'd never thought about when, in thinking about what if you're trying to do something like that, about what direction the sun is pointing, and how much can you actually cycle in a day, and how do you get around a city with almost like, I don't know, 6-meter trailer, right? So yeah, it's just a very interesting exercise about, we watch all these videos about people using GoPro or like Osmo cameras and doing awesome action things, right? But if regular people just want to like take all this technology and bring it outdoors, there's still a lot of things that you have to get, a lot of hurdles that you have to overcome. Yeah. So yeah, the video is on her YouTube channel, and I think it's a fun exercise. Yeah.
I see. Cool. So there's this one thing that I saw on LinkedIn actually, that this guy has been talking a lot about. Let me see. Have you heard of this bus auntie thing or not? So it was just this maker who went viral on TikTok because he created this. I mean, one thing that he mentioned always the problem was like, when you leave your house, if you want to know the bus, you have to check your app and all.
Yeah.
So he just built this little device that I think is e-ink that you can put outside your house that ties into like some API from some app thing. So he posted it on TikTok. It went viral, like a few million views. And then on LinkedIn, he's been posting about it. And then now I think he's sold like 500 already.
Yeah.
And each one he makes on his home table.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this is pretty damn cool, man.
Oh, shit, is brilliant.
Yeah, it's damn smart.
No, this is something that would totally make your life better.
Yeah. And you look at it, you're like, hey, shit, how come this hasn't been built before?
Yeah.
Because it looks quite stylish and like bus auntie, nice name.
I've been looking at this like solutions with e-ink displays on AliExpress and various things that it can just incrementally make your life better, right? By putting a very permanent display in front of you that updates periodically about things. And actually, bus arrival timings is one of the things, because every time I hate it when I get to the bus and I sit there and wait for like 11 minutes for the next bus to come.
And like if you check your app and all, it's like, okay, but this one is damn cool. Okay, so his name is Lionel Tan. He has a LinkedIn profile. The TikTok account is Lino Does TikTok, just to market it. And I mean, the nice thing on his LinkedIn, like, how LinkedIn posts sometimes can be cringy. He talks about how, the process, and I think he wanted to do it for the past 9 years already. But he built the first thing in 2 hours.
Wow.
And he has never coded and all before. So you look at it, you're like, hey, that's quite cool, man.
Pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
I've always thought that e-ink would be a great companion thing with your phone.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want to stuff to update on your phone, but you don't want to keep like checking your phone, and you don't want to waste the phone's battery and all that.
And at night also, sometimes you just want to read something, but you don't want to stare at your phone.
Yeah. So I think last time there were all these e-ink displays, or like phones that had e-ink display plus a LED screen and all, but never really took off. But this is actually super helpful, because checking the app is damn troublesome.
It's damn troublesome. And I think you can buy it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Wow, nice.
Very cool.
Bus auntie.
Shout out to bus auntie, man.
Yeah.
But cool, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's the first episode of the week. Remember, if you enjoyed it, please share it with at least one other person who may not have heard of us.
Yeah, we got some exciting episodes coming up, right? For sure. Yeah, exciting ones.
Very exciting. We might be featuring people that has been mentioned before in our subreddit and comments. So follow us on Instagram, TikTok, our subreddit, our newsletter, Your Little Bit, where we send out weekly summaries of all our One Shiok Things with all the links.
Yeah.
And what else?
If you want to work with us, Email us at contact@ministryoffunny.com or just check out ministryoffunny.com.
Solid. Okay, thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll talk to you all soon.